Alright, back immediately. I got 1 more hour and I really want to finish with this phase of the game that is still heavily orientated on culture, so that starting next video we can focus almost exclusively toward science. Cool. So, where are we? We need this builder card to make a lot of builders, but I'm wondering whether we should switch the campus adjacency card. Or maybe we can wait for a few more buildings. Alright, let's get the colonialism. It will also give us 2 envoys. We've already got a great artist, but we don't have a art museum yet. So I guess we have to speed an art museum in this city. Artist will provide us precious plus 12 culture. I know we've got 246 already, but I really want to get us into the 400 and 450 range. Alright, if we switch, we can add 3 culture immediately. So, alright, that's good. There is desert, but I still managed to build the pyramids. That's amazing. This is actually a really weird map, like the 2 land masses are connected, and I've checked, it is a continents map. So I guess this is just a lucky fluke. We're gonna use the legions to do an extra chop. Now, all trades should go to cities with 3 districts, because then that will give us plus 6 culture. Alright. More culture. Alright, we're getting the great scientist. And he gives a library and a university, but I've started a library in all my cities, so maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have not made a library in one of the cities. Like in this one, I should not have put this into a library. Instead, I should have gone with a builder. But doesn't matter. Let's make a bunch of builders. Alright. With a 30% production boost on builders, we can finish them always in 1 chop. And there will be some, not much, but some aura flow extra. Once we get these 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 builders extra, that will be pretty much enough to cover our empire. Build a lot of mines, build all the remaining infrastructure we need, do some few final chops in the next phase. Let's go for culture. And then just park one action builders into our spaceport city and into our Big Bend city and let them wait there. And in the meantime, we then start focusing on science and how to actually navigate the tech tree. So what's the plan now? Civic-wise, we need to reach democracy, and we need to reach democracy hopefully within this video. When we reach democracy, we lose 2 trade routes, but we get 2 extra slots. Yeah, we get an extra slot for what's it called? Extra diplomatic slot, and we get an extra economic policy slot. And we can use these slots to just add up more culture and more gold.
Colonialism.
Alright.
The enforced spread of the rule of reason. But who is going to spread it?
Mass production is
colonizers?
finished. Perfect. Now there's a long road toward democracy. Perfect. We've got 1 more envoy. I think we should just save this envoy. Yep. Let's save it, and we'll use it later when it's more impactful. Another builder. Plus 6. Alright. I think we need to put another commercial hub in this city. It will come quite a little bit late, but maybe just in time to give us the missing trade route when we switch the government. Because I would hate to go below 8 trade routes. Alright. We've got the boost for mass production, and I think we can now go toward the top of the tree. Starting with the sailing. There's quite a few reasons. It's really simple. Let's get natural history. Let's get the archaeologist. And let's get this amazing great scientist. What do we do with you? Nothing, you just go and wait. Alright. Oh, amphitheater. We are really behind in this city. But doesn't matter, we can do it quickly. This is gonna give us 2 more chops. Art museum. Alright. 56. And we'll do this one next turn. The reason why we're going now with the top of the tree is because we need to unlock this repair. Quite a few technologies. Specifically, to help us with our culture, for democracy, the boost is to build 4 sewers. So, and in order to build a sewer, we need to get to sanitation, right? So, and in order to get to sanitation, we need to get to industrialization. And it will also give a boost to all our mines, which we will have plenty by that time. So I'm convinced that that would be the absolute best progression. Alright, let's go with Katusa. And yeah, we should definitely save this builder. Alright. Alright. Yep. Let's get him down and leave him to wait. And where do we put this free uni? Probably in the city with worst production, which should be this one. I just feel sorry we started working on a library in that city. I knew we're getting this great scientist, but I completely overlooked it. Alright. Shall we do the builder? Or wait one more turn? Let's wait a turn so that it grows to 4 population. Alright. Definitely Raj. It's an amazing card. +2 culture, +2 science for every envoy. And we have a lot of... Sorry, every suzerain. And we have a lot of suzerains. A lot of them. I think this is okay for now. In 2 turns, hopefully we're going to switch out of the builder card and add a little bit extra culture and a little bit extra science. Alright. England has got money, Gilgamesh has money. Let's do a trade. Too little. Still too little. Any chance here? Yep, all good. Perfect. Extra 200 gold. So that makes it 2300 gold. But we actually need something like 39 to get all the archaeologists. Alright. Let's slowly work toward the university here. And we will chop these last 2 tiles to speed it up. And that will conclude all production in this city. And then we can just start making probably campus research grants. Alright. We can finish the art museum now. Swap. Chop. Chop. Now, don't be fooled by all these cities that have so many different tiles and so many chops. The reason why our borders have expanded this much is because we are generating ridiculous amounts of culture in these cities. Every one of them has a monument, every one of them has a theater square, and there are great works of writing in the theater square. And that's what speeds up the culture. And that's why I can rely on the border expansion. Look at this border expansion to extend my cities. But if you look at the cities where we don't have, where we just have a monument, like the one on the top, you will see that it has expanded for 1 or 2 tiles in 40 or 50 turns. And I think that should serve as an important lesson when you're planning for districts and everything else. You simply won't have the money, or it will take too long time to get the right tiles, to get the right adjacencies. So if you're not fiscally prudent, and if you're not planning things properly, you'll just get behind, and maybe at one point you'll even go bankrupt, which I've seen happen to some players. Alright. Let's move this one charge builder and just park him in that city, and we'll do that with all of them. And that should be enough. We will save one woods for a later chop. I think we should just get this one to sleep. Yeah. Get into a position to chop and then go to sleep. So there's 2 commercial hubs coming. That's alright. Cool. Now, tech-wise, we need to get to industrialization, we need to get to sanitation. Oh, we can actually... Sorry, I was wrong. Sanitation goes through this line. Alright, let's get banking. The sooner we get sanitation, the better. And I think we'll manage to do it in time. Alright. Alright. We can now purchase our first archaeologist. I know maybe to some of you this whole game approach might seem counterintuitive, investing this much in culture, totally neglecting science up until very, very late, etc. But I think it's very immersive, and it's something that has been done in
all works on natural
many
history,
countries. If you look what happened, for example,
in marvelous adaptation of
England in
animals
the
to their
19th
food,
century.
their habits, and the localities in which they are found.
They developed archaeology. They looted great works of history from a number of countries. Yeah. Then they developed sanitation, and then they got into democracy. And only then the science took a boom. So we're just going to do the same thing. It kind of makes sense. Anyway, jokes aside. 4 turns to art museum, 3 turns to archaeological museum in the capital. And we just park this builder as well, I think. Let's just look at the policies. We don't need this one anymore. Should we switch to science from campus buildings now? Definitely double the theater squares. Alright. We're gonna get this boost in 4 turns. That's the art museum. So we can get 2 envoys there, and then we'll have 6 in few turns. We don't have a quest from Hattusa yet. So, yep, let's just wait a couple of turns, and then we'll place the last envoy. And let's quickly try to move nationalism, urbanization, and towards democracy. Right, you sleep. Time to send all these builders back into our cities, and time to join the 2 scouts. The reason why I want to join them is something I realized only very recently. You can actually make a corpse out of scouts, and it counts as one of the corps. So that will all give us boost toward mobilization. All right. We need, I think, something like 6 one-charge builders for the spaceport city. You wait. And the remaining one-charge builders will send them for the Big Ben city, just to be sure that we can get it, that we can get Big Ben in time. All right. Shop. Didn't really do much, but doesn't matter. All right. I think we should wait for a better builder there and then harvest that. Now at this city, I feel kind of bad buying all these woods and then stripping the city out of all the resources and leaving it like that. But then again, this is something that's historically done in many countries. Yeah? You sacrifice a region, you sacrifice its resources for the purpose of national development. So you can obviously see I like this game. Anyway, 1 turn for banking. We need to build a market and a bank in the Big Ben city. But with all the jungle around, I'm pretty sure that we can do it in
If you
time.
owe the bank $100 million, that's the bank's problem.
All right. Let's go scientific theory and then sanitation. Now the boost for sanitation is building 2 neighborhoods. Technically, I could be going for that boost, but I'm not sure I can manage to build these neighborhoods in time. So I'm afraid that would slow down my progress, and I really only have 1 or 2 jobs left in all my core cities. Now, for the archaeology, what we're going to try to do is get a themed museum, which means all articles come from the same era. And if my memory is correct, all these articles around the desert, around the desert, should be from that horse barb invasion that we had to fight. So if we can follow up the exact spots where we had a run with those horses, I think all the artifacts should be from classical era. If we manage to do that, we will have museums that provide +18 culture as opposed to +9, and we will also get an important eureka. So hopefully we can do that. And with 3 archaeologists, I think we can definitely get at least 2 themed museums. Obviously I would love to get 3. But we'll see whether that can happen. Right. Once we do the archaeologist thingy, I think we are set when it comes to the culture, and we can focus exclusively on science. All right. Let's sell this. No. I wish this screen, the main screen, was more informative. Like, there's obviously room to give us info about how much gold and everything else everybody has. And then we wouldn't have to search for it. This should be enough. 11. That's good. I could technically wait a turn, but then most likely he'll spend the money. You never know. AI seems to be programmed to just waste money. Whenever it can, it just buys something. All right. Another reason why I would really love to get either Saladin or Spain to be my friend, and I tried, I even denounced Gandhi, is so that we can get into some kind of research agreements. Once all these other civs discover scientific theory, we can make research agreements, and then we will be both getting boosts for some later technologies. And I'm really hoping that Gilgamesh is going to research it soon. That's another reason why I'm sad that the AI is focusing heavily on England has a knight now. Oh no, that's Gilgamesh. Oh, classical Kumasi. Alright, that's too classical. Alright, you wait 2 more turns. That's one of the reasons why we would prefer AI to be focusing on science, but as luck would have it, they're all focusing on religion. Yeah. Even England, and I thought England is one of the civs that doesn't have a religious preference. That has the, what's it called, low religion preference, so... Shall we get this envoy? Let's do it. Not that it means much, but it will mean much. It's extra. Ah, it's nothing now. But it will mean a lot later. Alright. We're currently at 308 culture. That's a big increase. Let's get there. You sleep. We're gonna need this guy later. Alright, just get them to sleep. Thank you, Cleopatra. Alright.
It is nationalism which engenders nations, and not the other way around.
We can finally buy our second archaeologist. Perfect. Alright, what would you give me? But we still need 900 gold to buy another one. England, help us. I wish we could take a loan. That would be fair. Saladin has money, but he's offering very unfavorable trades. What do we do? Alright, let's get urbanization. Chop this, or should we wait? No, let's chop and make a uni. Cool. So we've got 3 more universities coming in a couple of turns. That's great. Classical, I think barbarians, right? Kumasi, Victoria, Trajan. Alright.
Never again.
Alright. Go there and help. Move out of the way. We've got 1 piece of wood here, so we can get 1 sewer here, 1 sewer here. That's 2, so we need 2 more. Definitely not here. Definitely not here. Let's move this down. We all got 1. I want to save these builders. Let's finish the uni. Alright, ownership is good. Bam. Is it time to get into rationalism? Or should we have done this way earlier? Let's all happy. Let's look at the yields, right? Just adjacency. Equal from adjacency and library. Adjacency. Library and uni. Plus 6. 2, 6, 8. These are some really good adjacencies, but I'm afraid I've made a mistake and we should have put rationalism quite a few turns ago. We wasted hundreds of culture. Oh wow. Sorry, of science. Oh wow. Oh, no. Alright, we wasted a lot of science. Currently 150. And if we change cards... Oh, come on. If we change cards, it goes to... Let's check the rest. It goes to 168. We should have done this a few turns ago. Quite a few turns ago, maybe at the beginning of this video. But I wasn't thinking. Alright. Saladin likes us. Alright. We should definitely get another...
If facts don't fit the theory, change the facts.
That's a good boost. And let's get that immediately to get the +2 envoys. And then we can forget about envoys for some time. Alright. Alright, so definitely a sewer here. Shall we finish this? Alright. Can we go around? Yes, we can. Cool. So I think we should go toward the left, right? This is where we had the fight with the horse barbs. And those will also be artifacts from the classical era. Alright. Alright. Currently at 350 culture. Alright. Just fortify. And I think on the left is where he hit our heavy chariot, right? So that should also be a classical artifact. Alright. Get in position. So once you're left, once you're down, once you're right, once you're up. Alright. We're gonna get a great scientist in a few turns. And another great writer. But we still need a lot of gold for one more archaeologist. So I'm thinking... maybe we should sell one work of writing. That's -4 culture. But then what we can get back is he's got 400 gold. What we can get back is, and he'll give, I think, 23, because you remember how it was all 21. All right, how AI was not properly valuing the works of works of art. So now, on average, it gives 23 gold per turn for a work of writing. So if we sell one, that's -4 culture, but if we get a paired museum, that's plus 18. And that's a good gain. Make deal. Buy this, please. No. He doesn't want it. Do you want it? This is a ripoff, but I'll take it. Purchase. Alright. This concludes our investment in culture, I believe. Can we go through? Classical era. Perfect. And cultural heritage has been boosted, so that's amazing. Perfect. Alright. Classical from Victoria. Good. Now we need 2 more classical items. Alright. Let's make a mine to strengthen this city. I'm quite happy. So turn 100, 354 culture, that's great, but we actually need 450. And I think we're gonna get it soon, once we finish opera and ballet. That will give us more invoice, and more importantly, better cards. Alright, finish that. It didn't finish. Now I'm also thinking we're going to have a little bit of room in 2 of our cities. So maybe we should get a spy or 2 spies. The AI is generating ridiculous amounts of gold, so if we can place these spies early enough and be a little bit lucky, we could get a few thousand gold from the AI.
Ballet projects a fragile kind of strength and a certain inflexible precision.
Alright, let's get this one. That's the place where the horse hit our scout, right? So that should be another classical artifact, I hope. Alright. This is going to be a big culture boost. 20, not that big, but good enough. We are going to get 400 culture before the end of this video.
And because she was so beautiful.
Alright. So I'm thinking, do we need another art museum? It will come quite a bit late. Maybe we could start working on a spy. Get a sewer for this city, and that's it. And here, yeah, just make a builder. We'll use this city later for an airport. It still needs to grow to 4 pop. Alright, 3 envoys. We've got all culture city-states. So I think it's time to boost Hattusa. And that should be a good increase in our science. And we save 1 envoy for later. build a mine. Boost production in this city. Harvest and then build a mine. Right? Alright. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. I think we could maybe chop that and then build a mine there. It would speed things up. Alright, in a few turns we're going to run out of all these builders and then focus on science. Sorry. Hope I don't get sick. What? Alright. Alright.
It's the Industrial Revolution and the
get it.
growth of urban concentrations that led to a sense of anonymity.
So the plan here is mass media, mobilization, ideology, and then democracy. I could have maybe squeezed 2 neighborhoods, but they're really expensive, and let's deal with that barb camp. If we add a trader, would that make sense? Trade route number 9. Yeah, alright. Classical from Victoria. We can flip this. Alright, we need 2 more classical artifacts and then we've got a themed museum again. And let's just switch these books so that these cities are growing their borders. And we can place
If you will
this
be
one
so
as
good
well.
and generous.
Alright. Classical Victoria. Alright, so hopefully this is a classical artifact. Alright, let's see. Let's get a watermill. That will give us some boost. Boost to construction, and we'll use it later. So this classical, Victoria and Trajan. Alright, good. And this one is classical as well. Kumasi. Victoria, Trajan, Kumasi. That's perfect. We now have 2 themed museums. We'll have them soon. And if we're lucky, we can get a 3rd one. Alright. Let's join these scouts. Perfect. Scout Corps. Very proud of it. Alright. Let's join the legions and make another corps. Policies. Let's get the unit upgrade. We need 2 crossbowmen, and I will 1, 2. All right. I think this is also all the gold investment that we need to make. So from this point on, we will exclusively be saving money. Turn 102. Beautiful. Yeah, I think we bought everything we need to buy. And hopefully these spies will bring us some gold back. And I also like the idea of robbing the AI of gold. Oh, that's good. Great. But can we get more? Yes, we can. All right. Thank you, friend. All right. Go in position to chop the sewer. Improve the mine. Sleep. Alright, things are falling down great. I wish we could have built 2 neighborhoods, but that's gonna be 2 sewers, 3 sewers, and the fort is up there. Alright, perfect. We could have maybe built 2 neighborhoods, but no. Right, let's join the army and make the corpse. That will save us a bit of gold. Once we kill the unit with a knight, we get a Eureka. Can't remember for what, but it's important. And I think... Alright. There's nothing left for us to explore on this continent. We pretty much know everything there is to know. Nope. Not yet. I think we could squeeze another spy in Puteoli. That would be 2 spies.
Apart from the sanitation, the medicine, education, wine, public order, roads, the fresh water system and public health, what have the Romans ever done for us?
Corpse 2. Corpse 3. Alright, what's our military strength? 305, but wait. Victoria now has 382 military strength. And that's a big increase, so I think Victoria might be building an army. And a big army. Doesn't matter. Let's build up sewers. Sewer 1. Sewer 2. It says done in 12 to 13 turns, but we really actually need them done in 5 to 7. Alright. 2 to 9. And you 8. Let's finish the uni first. Alright. We can chop there, finish the sewer, and then place a chop into unis, or we just chop the jungle. Or we don't even chop. Let's see. Anyway, the next step is moving toward flight, and that includes going all the way back toward shipbuilding. This is a great scientist. 3 Eurekas from medieval and Renaissance era. And one thing that I've seen on YouTube is, and even I'm guilty of it myself, of people misusing this great scientist. The worst thing you can do with this scientist, if you're going for science victory, on this difficulty, the worst thing you can do is use this scientist right now. Let's auto-explore. The reason is, We really want them to give us a eureka for the technologies that we otherwise cannot get a eureka. Alright. I forgot to buy a granary here. I should have done this 30 turns ago, maybe? Because we need this city to grow to build us our spaceship. Alright. Alright. Go up. Yep. Good. This is where they attacked our scout, right? So, classical Trajan, Victoria, Kumasi. We can take barbarians now. It's not. It's not our scout. This was England. Alright. Tough luck. Alright, let's look at it. The next scientist is from industrial era. So this is our only chance to get the boost to Renaissance era technologies. Let's look at it. We can build an armory. We need first an encampment, right? 540 science for gunpowder. 845 for ballistic. 970 for economics. So we really need this scientist to boost. We can boost military science. We can boost rifling, hopefully. What do we need here? We need construction first. So let's go towards shipbuilding. So we're going to use this great scientist to boost technologies that cost 8 to 900 science. If you get 3 boosts for these technologies, that is 1500 science, which means this one is more useful than that scientist that gives you 250 per mountain tile. On average. Sometimes that scientist can give you almost 2000, but doesn't matter. So this is a really good, great scientist. Alright, a few more turns. Beautiful. I would really love to chop something here, but maybe we should save these chops. I think we need at least 6. Alright. Classical, classical, ancient, classical. If we could get 2 ancients. This is definitely a horseman, but is that a horseman too? I think they're both horsemen. Doesn't matter. And I think we need to clear this one so that we can build a mine for our spaceport. Alright. Let's get mass production. We need to be moving toward industrialization now and toward flight. It will take us 2 to 6 turns to finish and get into democracy. So we really need to speed up the, what's it called? Sewers. Alright. No gold. No, it's way too little gold. Let's get the movement. Movement. Alright, I'm happy with this. Extra movement is much more precious. Cool. So 1 chop here. 1 chop somewhere there. And I think we need to chop in this city as well. Move. Okay. Alright, we've got few turns to get builders in position, and get a boost for democracy. We'll move. Let's chop here. Finish the trailer, chop watermill. Perfect. Perfect. $12, 414. Alright, we definitely need flight as soon as possible. The reason why we need flight is we need to build an airport as soon as possible so that it will give us a civic boost so that we can get globalization in time. Globalization, we can't boost that. It requires 3 aerodromes, so we would have to build an airport, a hangar, an aerodrome, which is, I think, something around 1200 production. And that's just crazy. I mean, this city has really good production, but it's still only 26, right? So we can forget about boosting globalization. Alright, let's get this one. Classical. Trajan. Wait. Let's just get that scout from the camp. Alert. Go and wait. Ah, there's the scout. Sleep. Go there, maybe. Alright, one more trade route. Let's go for culture. Can we hit 450 culture next turn? Alright. Cool. So I'm going to wrap it up with the next turn, and in the next video I'm going to take a break, but then the focus is going to go exclusively on science. We've got all these technologies to research. Alright.
When they are preparing for war, those who rule by force speak most copiously about peace.
We got an envoy.
Until they have completed the
Not that we really need it.
process.
We're already suzerains there, but it's good. Should we put an industrial zone just in case? It's like storing production in an industrial zone so that we can get it back once we start building the spaceport. Or should we go for more science? I'm gonna say, let's get a library at least. This one in one turn. Alright. Let's get cartography. Let's start researching ideology. 3 turns, 4 turns. 7 and 10. We need the boosts. Alright. We can finish that one in 2 turns. Once the border expands. And let's clear this one out. Alright, I'm happy how this went. Almost 450 culture. Shall we do it? No. Let's get this one here, and then we can chop. And let's get this guy back. Why did I get him there in the first place? Alright. That's it. Time for a break. Next video, science.